Yo, what's up guys, Zen Vortex here, and today in this video, I really didn't want to make this video, but I guess I kind of have to, just because when it does happen, I don't want to really be called out for it without people actually knowing the whole entire story about it. I don't know why, but I just think people just love starting drama with me. I don't know why, but just people like starting beef with me, want to get me mad, so I now have to do this stuff. So I really don't want to deal with this stuff. But, you know, I guess it's part of life or part of the Call of Duty community. Basically, yes, it does have something to do with a Zen member or a former Zen member. So it's by the name of Zin Icy, but he later changed it to Pryd, or like Pryd or something like that. So, but we're not going to call him Pryd. We're going to call him Icy because that's what was his name in Zen, because I really don't want to get you guys confused. So basically, how this happened, I recruited a guy to Zen about 3 months ago. He was a leader in Zen, and you know, his name was Zin Icy. The reason why I recruited him as a leader instead of like a member is because I didn't think he didn't have enough like clips, or he didn't have good enough clips for like team Tages and for his introducing. And plus, he recorded with theater. He used faded quad feeds, which are not even usable. Even bots camp, that's just sad. So I recruited him as a leader. He had no experiences as a leader. Yeah, so basically Icy was basically trying to like redo Zen. He said that we should create a new Zen, and he wanted as his own name, like he want Zen to like be run by him instead of me and Jirachi. And speaking of Jirachi, he actually wanted to kick Jirachi because he wasn't doing anything for Zen. And that was when I got kind of upset, and Jirachi got kind of upset because, okay, as a leader, you're not supposed to like talk to a owner like that. I'm not trying to sound big and like bad or anything, but you're really not supposed to talk to an owner like that, like kicking them, especially since you're like a rank below them. So I just don't think, you know, that was the smart thing to do. And especially Jirachi does a lot of things for Zen, and I got, you know, pretty irritated about this because Jirachi does so much for Zen, but he just really doesn't come to the open and say, yeah, I did this for Zen. I know what Jirachi does, and he does a lot. He recruits the most insanest players in the community. That's how I got to know Saki. That's how I got to know like all these other people because of Jirachi. Jirachi is like such a great recruiter. He's such a great leader. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's actually killing it. Even though he's not really making YouTube videos or like on Twitter as much, he does a lot of stuff for Zen, and I do respect him for that. So then all this stuff, you know, he wasn't really representing as a, you know, he wasn't really being a leader. You know, he wasn't really being a leader. He was just like calling out people in Zen, saying what they're not doing right. And we had like 2 directors in Zen at the time. I don't know how many directors we have now. I think we have probably like 4. And he was calling out the directors for not hitting clips. And I'm like, do you know what a director is? Like, directors are not recruited to hit clips. Yeah, there's people who are directors that can hit clips, but a director is not recruited to a team just to hit clips for a team side. Like, they produce content to people. And he was also saying, should a director be like directing the team and like recruiting people, like directing, make sure everybody doing their job well. And I honestly don't like when people call a director. That's not what a director is. Like, yeah, a director might do that like in the movie industry, but it's you know, in the Call of Duty term of director, it's not, you know, make sure everybody doing the right thing. It's basically just producing content and making entertaining content. That's all a director is. Right now, I'm a director. I'm making content right now. It's awesome. Whoa. For real though, being a content creator or a director is just making content. That's all it is, just making YouTube videos. So he's been a leader for Zen for about 2 days now. So then Jirachi said, yo, we gotta depromote this guy's leader. He was recruiting about like 5 people a day, and it was getting really hectic. Recruiting so many bad people to Zen. I mean, I'm sure they're great people, like personality wise, but playing wise and like how they would contribute to Zen, they're horrible people. So then we ended up kicking all these people he recruited, and we also just depromoted him as a leader just because he wasn't really, you know, he had no leading experience. And plus, I recruited him to a leader the day he joined. Second, you need to at least be in a team for at least 4 months. That's my opinion. You got to be in the team at least 4 months until I recruit you as a leader. To be honest, I don't even know if 4 months is long enough. So basically, the day after I depromote Icy as a leader for Zin, he started saying stuff behind my back. And at the time, me and Icy were pretty good friends. Like I really trusted him. He was like a great friend of mine. So then he started saying stuff behind my back. And this is where the good stuff starts happening. So he basically told Jirachi and Xylos that I SUBBOT. To be honest with you, I never hit a shot on Ghost. I really want to hit one. Yo, that should have hit, like, low-key. Yeah, so basically, Icy was saying stuff behind my back.
Funny thing about talking behind my back is that it just keep coming back to me, nigga. Was off for a sec, now it's back to...
Accept me because, one, it was coming from a good friend of mine. Second, it's because it wasn't even true. He was just assuming. He was guessing. The day after he talked smack about me, he was acting like, oh yeah, I'm such good friends with you, Vortex. You're like my favorite member. And no, you just got done talking behind my back.
Bitch, don't get no dap to me, nigga.
After that, I stopped talking to Icy, and then I kicked him from Zin after that. I haven't talked to this guy in about 2 months, 3 months at the most. And this guy has the nerve to at me on Twitter saying, why lie to me saying, join my clan, I get 500 subs easily, until I found out you SUBBOT. So what he basically did, he screenshotted my subscriber count, which was 734 at the time he screenshotted it. And then he also screenshotted my last uploads. And basically the reason why he did that is basically saying how I SUBBOT and how my views were low. Also in the tweet, he added Zin Alliance. And here's my question, why did you add Zin Alliance? Like he was yearning attention. He wanted to, like, I don't know. He was just trying to bring me down, and I don't know what was the purpose of adding Zin Alliance in the tweet. Zin Alliance had nothing to do with it, other than I depromoted you as leader. And plus, like, I'm the one who's on the Zin Alliance account, so you're basically adding me twice. And plus, I'm also account anyway, so I guess that was kind of smart. I guess. I would love to say everything he said on Twitter, but, you know, I'm too lazy to do that, so I'm just gonna basically show you some screenshots. And before I even get to the screenshots, I want you guys to know that I never bought it in my life. I'm not sure if people bought it me without my attention. Like, I know one time, I have 30 accounts, bought it to me from a friend of mine, Markers. And then he claimed he gave me a shout out, but really he just subscribed me with his fake accounts. And the reason why I know is because when I looked at who was subscribed to me, it was like Markers. And you guys know who Marker is. He was the first person I did a diss track on. Wow. My timing's so on, but yet so off. Yo, let that hit. I know there's gonna be like 2 people from my school watching my videos and asking why I'm spinning in Call of Duty. It's called trick shotting. Leave me alone. I got probably like 500, 600 subs for making Dragon Ball Z AMVs, and the rest of the 100 subs are obviously because I'm the leader of Zin, and you know, people subscribe me for being in Zin, also, you know, Call of Duty wise. So he has no room to be talking right now. He uses faded quad feeds, he records with theater, and plus he's a horrible friend. If you're friends with this guy, like, he's gonna say stuff behind your back, and then, I don't know. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and yes, I am gonna be dropping a diss track on him.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking, the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Cooking up dope in the crock pot. My bitch is bad and bullshit, cooking up dope with a Uzi.